Price. We got him our price. What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again, and Arsenal goes 7 points clear. 3-2 winners away at Bournemouth, man. Fantastic, and massive 3 points for Arsenal after a difficult game, if I'm being honest, man. And before I get into it, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Make sure you get out of the way. And yeah, let's get into the game, man. Arsenal goes 6 points clear of Aston Villa and 7 points clear of Manchester City. As it stands, obviously, Man City play Chelsea tomorrow. But yeah, Arsenal, again, started the game. I thought they started the game pretty well. Obviously, a few changes in the front line. Madueke started his first Premier League game in a while, as well as, obviously, Martinelli, giving Saka and Trossard a rest. And I thought we started quite lively. We were kind of being on the front foot as well, in terms of trying to get the ball quickly to Madueke on those kind of wide flanks. But then, I don't know what happened, man. It was like Gabriel of old. I don't know what happened. I wasn't even looking when I was doing the watch long. And yeah, Gabriel gives the ball straight to Evan Nilsson, who puts it into an empty net, basically, virtually, to make it 1-0. Terrible mistake by Gabriel. Reminiscent of Gabriel back in maybe 2021, 2020, 2022. He was making those mistakes more regularly, but first one he's made in a while, to be fair to him. But even so, not good enough in terms of his high standards. He's been obviously been playing that for the last 2 or 3 years, man. Uncharacteristic mistake as of now, because normally Gabriel is normally certified in that defense. Obviously, he's just come back from injury. This is his second start since obviously having that muscle injury for Brazil in November. But just how football works, I don't know why or how it works like that. The footballing gods, when a player makes a mistake, maybe they score an own goal or make a mistake to lead to a goal, it's always them that kind of score at the other end. And it was Gabriel that ended up scoring to make it 1-1. Fantastic bit of play by Madueke on the right-hand side. Beat Semenyo way too easy, man. Poor defending from his perspective, but he gets to the byline onto his right foot and puts in a very dangerous ball into the path of Nkapie, who kind of miskicks it, does it here, into the path of Martinelli, who then is fantastically blocked by Bournemouth players. But then Gabriel, it comes to him and he smashes it into the back of the net to make it 1-1. Fantastic finish, actually. Harder than it probably looks, to be fair, considering we had 2 attempts at trying to score the goal by other players, and obviously they couldn't get it into the back of the net. And yeah, that made it 1-1. And after that, I would say Arsenal were the second best team, to be honest with you. I thought Bournemouth were the better team for the rest of that half. I feel like they created the better chances. Bournemouth also didn't have another shot after the 18th minute for the rest of the first half. And Bournemouth had 2 good opportunities from Tavernier, a header that went wide. They could have done a bit better with, and then a shot where he kind of died to the near post, which he flicked over the bar at 1-1, man. And I think Arsenal kind of were, it wasn't working out in terms of how they were building up. It was too slow. It was too pedestrian. Bournemouth were working extremely hard to press us. We couldn't really play out from the back, and when we did, it was just too slow to kind of create anything. We tried to go long, but Gyökeres, it wasn't sticking in terms of him holding the ball up, flicking it on and stuff like that we normally see with a Mourinho or Kai Havertz. And yeah, Martinelli was hardly in the game, and obviously Madueke started the first half pretty well, but then he wasn't really in the game. We weren't giving the ball quick enough to him when it comes to kind of him being 1v1 with his fullback enough in that latter end of that first half. So it ended up being 1-1. I'll probably say Bournemouth kind of just shaded it, edged it. But then there was a stat that was going, obviously, they said it in the second half, Arsenal scored the most goals between the 46th and the 60th minute. It was 11 at the time. And it ended up being 12 because, again, Arsenal came out and it was a proper performance. I was saying that this performance wasn't good enough in terms of being able to go to an away team and beat them, even though Bournemouth have not won in 10, I think, Premier League games in a row now. Well, it's going to be 11 now. It's still a difficult place to go because, again, they're going to be up for it. It's going to be their kind of game where they're going to show that they're still a good team, etc., etc. And they were pressing us off the park, really, and obviously playing probably the better football, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, in the second half, though, it all turned around. And I got to say, man, it was fantastic play by, I think it was Martinelli that started off, really. Ball comes over the top. Martinelli wins a nice little flick on into Gyökeres, who did well to kind of show a bit of strength there, make the defender have to kind of clear it. He rushes it, clears it into the path of Odegaard. And what I've been saying with Odegaard the last probably year and a half, just be decisive in the final third. If you're going to shoot. If you're going to pass. Obviously, there's too many situations where he doesn't do that. But in this game, in these 2 particular goals, fair play to him in that second half. He kind of stepped up in those kind of crucial moments to deliver some crucial passes. Tees it off, sees the vision, sees Declan Rice running, I think, to the side of him. Tees it off, nice weighted pass into Declan Rice, who puts it into the bottom corner. Fantastic finish to make it 2-1 to Arsenal. Fantastic goal by Declan Rice. Obviously, his ball striking skills is phenomenal. Anyway, all know that. Everyone remembers the free kicks against Real Madrid, but not only that, he scored some really good goals for Arsenal to make it 2-1 to Arsenal. And after that, Arsenal were in the ascendancy. And yeah, they actually brought on 2 or 3 players. It was a triple substitution. Jesus came on for Gyökeres, who, again, I feel like a couple of hold-up plays were a bit better than it has been before, but obviously the bar's been a bit low. But again, still didn't really get any chances, man. Still didn't create any chances for himself. I think there's a couple of opportunities where the ball comes into him, but he could have done a little bit better, if I'm being honest. But again, there wasn't a lot of chances where we're putting in the channels or we're playing him through on goal. So kind of the same old story with him, really, if I'm being honest. Martinelli was kind of not really good. I'll be honest, especially in that first half. It wasn't really affecting the game at all. And above all, Madueke, what I will say, before he came off, he was actually winning a lot of corners, and he was attacking his fullback, going down the outside, going on the inside. And he was actually playing pretty well before he got substituted off. So, yeah, I think Madueke will probably be, out of the three players that started, will probably be the happiest in terms of his performance, because he actually had an impact on the game and helped set up the first goal. So, yeah, man. But yeah, Saka comes on. Trossard comes on, and obviously Gabriel Jesus comes on. And shortly after, we make it 3-1. And again, it was another good bit of play by Odegaard, who kind of plays it into the path of Saka. Very nicely weighted ball into Saka, who then cuts it back into Declan Rice again, who makes it 3-1 after Petrovic comes out. It's an open goal, makes it 3-1. And in my head, I'm thinking game over, 3-1, also going to cruise it into a 3 points. But it wasn't the case, man. Shortly after, Bournemouth score a fantastic goal. I can't remember who scored it now. But yeah, fantastic goal, man, by Bournemouth, man, outside the area. I thought maybe Ray could have done a little better. Maybe I think he sees it a little bit late before he can get to it. But it's a fantastic strike, nevertheless, to make it 3-2. And yeah, after that, I'm thinking it might be a bit nervous. Obviously, we conceded a lot of goals in extra time, injury time in the last probably 6 or 7 games. You're thinking about Everton, you're thinking about Wolves. We conceded, not Everton, sorry. Wolves, Aston Villa twice, we conceded a late goal. Sunderland as well. So yeah, but to be honest with you, I think Arsenal dealt with it well. That last kind of 15 minutes, we definitely dealt with it better than I actually anticipated. I don't think Bournemouth had a shot on target since then. It was at Krupi, that was it. Krupi was the guy that scored the fantastic goal. Big him up. Obviously, it was a very good goal from his perspective. But yeah, Arsenal kind of cruised to a 3-2 win in the end. In terms of not really much pressure towards the end of the game. I think Arsenal defended it very, very well. And it's a massive 3 points because, again, we played first and we end up putting a little bit of pressure, even if it doesn't amount to anything. If Man City still win the game, we put a bit of pressure on Manchester City ahead of their game against Chelsea. Overall, in terms of the performance, a bit of hot goals, to be honest with you. I thought we were poor in the first half. I thought Bournemouth, if they were leading, I wouldn't have had any complaints because I think they kind of edged it a little bit. But in the second half, that period, I think we blow them away with a bit of quality. Odegaard, Rice, Saka, Madueke was doing his thing as well. I think that bit of quality kind of blew them away a little bit, to be honest with you. And I think that's what kind of got us over the line. The strength and depth in terms of quality. And Declan Rice stepped up, man. And Odegaard, I say, stepped up as well with some crucial passes that led to two of the goals. So yeah, overall, not the best performances, but again, I think it was just crucial to get the 3 points, if I'm being honest, especially after how well we played against Aston Villa. We're not always going to play like that every single game. It's going to take a lot out of the team as well because the games are coming thick and fast. We've got another game on Thursday against Liverpool. So yeah, man, I think it's just important to get the 3 points, to be honest with you. Always going to be a little bit difficult, and I think we did that. And yeah, roll on the next game, man. Obviously, again, we'll probably go back to maybe Saka's Trossard at home against Liverpool, and hopefully we can have a better performance. But big up Rice, steps up after being injured against Villa, missing that game, and steps up and scores 2 fantastic goals to help us win the game and get 3 points, man. So yeah, well, big up everyone in that's obviously watched it. Make sure you let me know what you think about it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, man. I like the video, people. Like I always say, don't have to play at the game. Until next time, people, I'm out. Peace and love.